Hey guys, welcome back. I am excited for my final Kitaholic Kits project for the year of 2021. I cannot believe it. This year has been insane. And I am ending it with an art journal page. So I created the background using paints that I used in an earlier layout this month. And I wanted to really lean into the greens and the blues. And so I'm adding this ink smooshing using that pine needles, I think it is, that Distress Oxide. And I'm just using the stencil that came with the kit, and I'm just blending the words that I particularly like. And I'm also adding them in different directions. So that paint was obviously already very, very dry. And then I could smoosh this on top. If it had been wet, I think it would have been a bit more messy, but I don't think it would have been impossible to do. Now, what I'm doing next is I'm going to add some watercolors once I was happy with the little writing on there. But just keep in mind that distress oxides are water soluble. So if you do go over them using anything wet or a wet media, they will start to blend out a little bit. I use this to my advantage by sort of using the watercolor to blend out words that I didn't really want to have on the page, or sometimes it was like a half a word or a third of the word that it didn't blend out properly. So I'm using the water to kind of blend that away. And I'm going to add so once I was happy with all the watercolor on the page, which again I chose colors that really match the background, I am adding some paint splatters using the yellow and also the blue, I believe. Yes, that particular blue. With these paints, you really have to get them wet and really use your brush, really get in there to actually get the pigment out. But once you do, it looks really nice. So last month we got that texture paste, the glittery texture paste, I guess is what it's called, in the mixed media kit. So I wanted to use it again because I love the effect that it gives. It's got this holographic glittery thing. I love it. And so I'm using just a random stencil and I'm just smooshing it on to create some texture, to create some hollow rainbow goodness. And I am adding this last because I knew that I didn't really want to add much else in terms of mixed media on top of it, because the next step for me was to add some photos. And I'd already done my journaling on that card from the cut apart sheet. And so I'm using glue here, a fair bit of it as well, because of the heavy texture that will go below the photo. It wasn't actually dry either. I just went for it. I was like, it's fine. It doesn't matter if it's underneath and it's not dry. But I would probably recommend letting it dry so that you get the most beautiful layout you can get if you did this yourself. And as I'm adding the journaling on the opposite side, I wanted to create a visual triangle using my photo, my journaling, and those sneakers. And you'll see later down the track, I thought that the triangle wasn't obvious enough, so I actually use a Sharpie to draw a line between those three areas to really drive the point home that this is a triangle. I picked those shoes as some ephemera because my journaling talks about, it's a bit cryptic, and it's a bit intentionally cryptic because I like when I work in my art journals to be a bit off in the air. But so my journaling is kind of about letting the universe, just being in tune with the universe and listening to the universe when it gives you things or takes things away, or just listening to what the universe intends for you. And it's something that I've really grown to truly believe this year, which is somewhat of a fitting send-off for the year 2021, because that was honestly one of the things that I learned the most. And so I'm adding those sneakers because to me Converse always symbolizes acceptance of self and just being yourself, because every time I've wanted to really embrace who I was as a person, I have bought myself a pair of Cons. Not intentionally, it just happened to be like that, or I'd wear Cons when I wanted to feel authentic. So I actually saved those Cons, that Cons die cut to use a layout about authenticity and just being who the universe intended you to be. Now that was a tangent. I'm in a very chatty mood today, as you will hear from all my other videos as well. Adding some little dotty dots with that Sharpie after I'd finished all these clusters, and I like how all the flowers look a bit different, but they're all the same at the same time. It just, I don't know, this whole page made me very happy. And so once I'm done with that, adding like a little squiggly, dashed, messy little border. It's hard to add a straight border because of that texture paste, so I thought I'd lean into that and just not have like a solid line and just create a dashed, messy line. And I liked how it looked. Adding the date as I do, and once that's done, you'll see me. I drew the triangle line twice. The first time I thought it just didn't stand out enough, and so you'll see me do the second time, which I feel really just drives the whole, it's a triangle. Look at my triangle. Look at this triangle. Sorry. I am finishing off this layout. I will see you all in 2022. That's a scary thought. And I hope you all have a lovely new year. Bye-bye.